Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over yet another premium medium pandas question in the database topics category that I just solved on my own. So pretty happy about this, even though this one I thought was really straightforward and pretty easy. But again, I am pretty happy that I came up with my own solution without any assistance. So let me show you how I did it. This one is called Second High Salary 2 as mentioned, and it wants you to write a solution to find the employees who earn the second high salary. I don't bother reading this, I just look at the examples. We want to return a table with imp ID and department as the two columns, so let's just go ahead and do that. So pd.dataframe employees columns equals to imp ID and department just to get the skeleton. This is not what we want, obviously. And cool. So now what we want to do is find, so for sales, which one is the second highest? It's 80,000, right? For IT, the second highest is 55,000. Obviously, you have duplicates, so this is not the second highest. That's going to be 55,000. For marketing, that's going to be 50,000. For HR, there is not a second highest. There's only one, so we don't even include HR. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So now what we're going to do is try to get the department and each salary. So let's create a default dict of type list, iterate over the employees table. So for IE in enumerate employees emp ID, or we can even just say department because, well, yeah, let's just do the department. So let's say D of E, which is the department. We want to append employees salary of I, and then we also want to sort it because we want the second highest. So let's print our dictionary. So this is in sorted order. So how do we find the second highest now? So the second highest would just be, it's a bit tricky because we don't want this and we also don't want to get rid of duplicates. So the second highest would just be the biggest one, the one at the very end, since we already sorted the list, and do a bisect left on that index -1. So it'll find the first occurrence of 65,000 and then do one index before that. And if that is out of bounds, then this won't be valid. So let's go through, let's call this department dict. And that's just going to be a default dict of type integer, because what we're going to do is iterate over our dictionary. And again, let's just say the biggest is going to be dk of -1 because this is already sorted. And then we're just going to do a bisect left on dk this list, doing biggest -1, right? So let's print dk so you can see. So now this is index 2, which is 80,000. That's good. So 80,000 are all the ones that we want to include. So here it's 0, 55,000, 50,000. This is -1. So again, we don't want that because it's not bigger than or equal to 0 and less than the length of this list. So let's say if BL is bigger than or equal to 0 and BL is less than length of DK, then we can say DD of the same, we still want the sales department, and we actually just want to equals to the value, which is just going to be, value is DK of BL. Okay, so let's print DD. Cool, so now we got all the numbers we need, but we also have to get all the IDs that match this, that have sales, and so this is like almost a primary key. This is the primary key, but this together, we want to look for 80,000 in sales and get those employee IDs, and then sort it by the employee ID. So let's go through the employees table again. Let's go through emp ID, and let's say, so what we want to do is have an answer dictionary because we want to map the employee ID to the department. So we know this is, the employee ID is the primary key. So we're just going to say for K and DD, if Well, let's do for K and DD. And then for this one, if the current department, so if employees department of I is equal to this key, and employees of salary of I is equal to this cell value is equal to DD of K, then we can say answer D. We want the employee ID, which is E equals to the department, which is employees department of I, right? So let's print answer D. Cool. So now we have exactly what we need. It makes our job a lot easier. So now we just have to reconstruct this to make it in sorted order. So let's call this a list of answer D.items because we want to get this in order. And then let's say a.sort key equals to lambda x x0. Let's print a. Just going to make the dictionary an iterable list. Cool. So now we can just populate this as we need. And let's do head length of a because we only need that many employee IDs, right, for here. Okay, so now let's populate the output table. So for IE in enumerate employees, imp ID, we just want to say if, well, they're the same, well, yeah, if I is less than length of A, then employees imp ID of I is going to be equal to A of I of 0 because we want that, right? And then also employees department of I is equal to A of I of 1. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's run this. Okay, submit it. And there you go, passes all test cases. Again, I'm really happy that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without much struggle. And it's very efficient in terms of runtime and memory as well. So, yep, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.